Home is a place.
No, no, no. Home is a feeling.
Home is my motherland.
It's more where you feel alive and inspired.
Well, I think we're talking about the same thing, aren't we? Home is where our story begins.
What's your story?
Homesick at Home every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m.
On Radio Van 103.1 with Ina MK
and Rina D.
Shot City. I'm coming home again.
Good evening, dear listeners of Radio Van. It's Friday again, and we're here on air with Rina D.
and Ina MK.
This is Radio 103.1 and our English-speaking show, Homesick at Home. You can watch us live on our website if you're in front of your personal computers on www.radiovan.fm or our official Facebook page, Radio Van FM 103.1. And, of course, we have a guest tonight. A piece of fire, I would say.
Yes.
Here she is, Nanig Dikranian.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, aka Nanig.
Nanig. Yes.
Yeah,
Nanig.
yeah. Because
Good
people
evening.
in Armenia know me as Nanig.
Okay, we're gonna call you Nanig tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I love it.
So how do you feel in our studio? Comfortable?
More than comfortable.
Great.
Thank you guys for hosting me. Seriously, this is my first time in radio station.
Great.
I've been in TV before, but I had a microphone stuck to my shirt. Now it's kind of weird to have a microphone across my face, but I love the experience, really.
Yeah, you can just lay back and relax.
I will. After like 15 minutes.
No, right now.
You can start now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we had a really, really interesting chat right
Yes,
before
we did.
going on air, and I'm really excited because I think we're gonna have a great show tonight.
Yes, we will.
So let's start from the very beginning, okay? Where were you born? A little bit about your background, and then we'll go with a story about how you ended up here in Armenia. So
I just told you the story, but I will say it again.
of course,
I was born in Aleppo, but my parents knew each other in Armenia while they were studying here. Both of them are engineers. So they loved each other, got married, had me in Aleppo, and then came back to Yerevan. I grew up for like 4 years in Yerevan until my dad and mom finished the schooling and everything, and then we flew to Aleppo and from there to Saudi Arabia.
well, okay. So how old were you when you first got here?
40 days old.
Yeah.
In a package.
So how long did you stay here first time when you came?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not the first
No.
visit.
So when was the visit when you actually understood or actually came in contact with everything that really explained what Armenia was?
Actually, I came to Armenia once for tourism. It was 99, as I remember. I loved it. Really, really, I loved it. Back then, Yerevan wasn't this on fire like it is today. Speaking about from touristic point of view, of course, because back then I came for 15 days. I had my birthday here. I had it in Yoteherashalik,
Oh,
which is by chance I went there this year, and I learned that there's a new Syrian restaurant there, and I've been here and I forgot about it and everything. It was nice. So I loved it, but never occurred to me that I will come back to live here. Back then it was only for tourism. I loved the whole aura. I loved that I was wearing whatever I wanted. Back in Syria it wasn't like this because it was multicultural area. I was, let's say, in the university. There's like minimum 70 kind of religions, nationalities, whatever, which was kind of restricting. Here, I loved it, that I was dressing whatever, especially shorts. Really, the shorts that my dad wouldn't let me.
but you like warm weather, right?
Of
We
course,
talk about
of
it
course.
just a few
Actually,
minutes
I
ago.
love, really, I love Yerevan. I have it all in Yerevan. I may say that I accomplished a lot more in Yerevan in this 5 years that I've been here, more than I could have done anywhere around the world, really. But for me, I think I would prefer if I were in Mauritius, more on sand and sunny, maybe. But I love it, really.
So,
So-
if yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. So when you say that you feel that you have accomplished a lot here,
Yeah.
what do you think the reason is for that?
Hard work, maybe.
Why when you-
Adaptability, maybe.
Yes, but why do you say that in Armenia?
Yeah, why? First of all, I didn't have the language burden. First of all. Okay, I'm Armenian from diaspora, but still I'm Armenian. At the end of the day, we meet somewhere with the local Armenians and Armenians from diaspora. The core is the same. Of course, there are little differences, but it's not that main difference. For instance, consider anywhere in the world, anywhere. It could be totally different culture, different habits, different language, different everything. So here we skipped that step of learning the culture, learning the language, learning. So it was like not time consuming to start something.
So you've actually there was no burden of language.
Of course.
Okay,
Of
it
course.
wasn't an obstacle for you.
No.
But when you say the culture, so speaking of the culture in Armenia and the culture of the diasporas who are living abroad, do you think it's the same, or did you have any misconceptions about Armenia?
Trust me, I'm not the one to answer this question. You can ask me why, because I was
Why?
exposed to like multi-cultures during my lifestyle. So I don't have this cliche, let's say this is Armenian culture, or this is like Alepian Armenian culture, this is Lebanese. So I met like Pakistani people, Indians, Filipinas. So for me, it was about like healthy lifestyle that I want to live.
Okay.
Be happy, be positive. Okay, I had certain things about that, but still, because positivity was about how could I be this positive when I'm coming from war? Let's say I left everything behind and walk away, and so some people were really worried. Is this girl normal or something? Why is she that happy? Really, I heard that. Once one of the people I know, and they are very close, a friend of mine now, I heard her asking the girl next to her, like, why she's that happy? I swear that happened.
I think we'll need to ask some tips about how to stay happy when
And
there's
positive.
when there's war around.
Yes, yes. So moving on to other kind of questions.
Go ahead.
Something that I'd like to know. We know that you're a mother. We should tell
Yes.
everybody that you are. You have a beautiful daughter.
Thank you.
And what are some tips that you could give to people who have moved to Armenia recently or who are planning to move to Armenia? Tips for them to stay positive, tips for them to stay active, have initiative.
Yeah, see, this is a question that I've been asked earlier also on an interview. The tip is, and actually not as a tip, the secret formula is about thinking out of the box. Because the needs and requirements of every environment differs from the needs and requirements in other environments. For instance, in Syria, I was working in an NGO working with ultra poor and development. That was the need of that area. So I found a job for myself in that region, and I met huge people, seriously. People with knowledge, people with power, people like presidential level. Here, I didn't look in such a position in an NGO or something because first of all, I lacked the knowledge of Russian.
Can you keep this in mind, because we need to go on an advertisement break and
Okay,
we'll
go.
come back.
Okay.
just put a little pause here. We're gonna
Okay, remind me.
we will. Stay tuned. This is Homesick at Home. Ռեն, խի ուշացար, պրիտոմ չզանգեցիր, պրոպկա էր։
Հայերեն խոսիր հասկնամ։
Ռեն, ինչու ուշացար, ընդ որում չզանգահարեցիր, խցանում էր։
Ինչեր։
Never mind.
Չէ, ասե ինչեր։
This isn't gonna work. Typical repeat.
Oh, here she goes again.
And I'll be doing it every Friday with you on Radio Van. Homesick at home.
Yes, every Friday we are back on Homesick at Home, where we speak in English, and we're here with our guest on Radio Van 103.1, Nanig Dikranian, and co-hosting with me, my beautiful co-host, Ina.
Oh, thank
MK.
you. An amazing Rina D.
Thank you.
So where did we interrupt you last
I
time?
told you to remind me.
Rena,
It was about thinking out of the box.
Yes.
My husband is an interior designer, architect, interior designer. But since, as I said, we lack the knowledge of Russian language, so we didn't know what do you call a screwdriver in
Отвертка? In
that
Russian?
one. Yes, that one. And that was only one of the many things that we could face. Like, if you allow me, I can tell you one incident that happened to me. We had this plumbing issue that happened in a house we were renting, and the waters were coming out from everywhere. And I spent like 1 hour asking people, what do you call a plumber? What do you call a plumber? What do you call? Until I learned it was sanitechnik or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Santechnik.
Yeah.
Which is also Russian.
Okay. And until I learned it was sanitechnik, the waters were already in the dining room. And then I called the guy and I start talking and he doesn't get me. And then he says, okay, I'll come on Monday, but we are Friday. I said, don't come because we'll be drowning by then. Don't come, we'll be dead. It's like Rose and Jack. Okay?
Promise me.
Promise.
me.
Don't let go. Let go. So we decided to do something else. And then my husband said, okay, since I'm changing something that I love, I won't do something that I don't love. I will do something that I love more. I said, okay. And after 3 days, he comes home. He says, okay, Naidi, to the room. Because my parents were there. I went to the room and he says, I'm investing in this gym. And I said, okay, did you ask the owner if he would give you the gym? Mm-hmm. He said, I don't know. I will ask. He went. He talked to the guy. By chance, he was coming from America, I think. And the guy said, I know you. I saw you through my cameras. And I asked about you. And they said, you're such a respectful person, I swear. And he said, okay, I'm giving you 2 gyms. So we were in front of a huge issue now because we have to run 2 gyms. We know nothing about running the gym. And we started to do everything, like from market studies. I used to wear my leggings and sportwear and go out with my stroller, my daughter in it, and check people, whatever they are wearing. If they were wearing something like sport, I would say, hi, I'm from Armenia. Where do you know I can find a gym? Mm-hmm. They say, or like X gym. And I would go, okay, which one do you prefer? How often do you go if you go? So I did this very primitive market study.
Research.
And putting my experiences in hospitality, let's say, customer service, let's say, whatever lacked in customer service in this process. And I did the marketing strategy. I checked all the other gyms. There were only 4 other, I think, back at that time. Now they have 400 other, which is also great, really, because trust me, I shake hands with people because it's not about competition if there is no competitor.
Right.
Yes.
So we need people to be there.
Yes.
So, because it's an industry after all. So we started, and in 8 months later, we opened the 3rd one. And now we are more into virtual lifestyle, which is the trend now. We have our app, which is international. So I'm also managing the app. This is also important. I want to say it on radio. Sako, my dear, I worked for you for 4 years. Now you are working for me. I want the whole world to know this. I'm the boss now.
This is a moment of confession.
I mean,
Yeah.
after they overcame the Titanic incident,
Yeah,
they
of
can do
course.
anything.
He owes me his life. Come on.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about your passion in life?
My
What is
daughter.
your-
It was photography before my daughter. I used to call my camera my baby, and then Anna came. She's my daughter. Really, whatever I do, I do it because of my daughter. Actually, my daughter changed my life. My daughter made me the one I am now. After the incidents in Aleppo and leaving all my entourage over there and coming like, okay, I was more comfortable than many others maybe. And thank God for that. Thanks to my family who supported. Thanks to Sako's family who supported. But at the end of the day, I was having this psychological struggle. Like, I need my friends, I need my home. In every house we changed during our renting like struggle, I went through, okay, I don't like this bathroom, I don't like, but my daughter, once she came in the hospital, and I'm having goosebumps, I looked at her. First of all, she was tinier than they told me she would be. So I said, okay, this is not mine. Maybe you said 3 kilos. She was less. But I said, okay, it's not her issue that I was having these struggles. She should be happy. She should not notice anything that I'm having inside. And I started to be her best friend. She's my best friend. I'm her best friend. We also go to face painting. Imagine me walking in Yerevan Mall, my face in butterfly. So because she's my best friend.
You look good in that.
Yeah, we do
In
that. We do
anything.
that. They laugh at me, but it's okay. They like also because it's weird. We sit on this elephant. You see
Yeah,
that stupid
that
elephant?
you drive.
Yeah,
The moving
yeah.
elephant.
We go shopping on that.
Amazing. Can I go shopping with you
Of
next
course,
time?
of course. You
With my son.
both of you are invited. Really, I'll rent the
Maybe I'll start enjoying
Okay,
shopping
ladies and
because I
gentlemen,
don't.
this was an appointment. Okay, so
Yes, next week. Next week.
But I mean, how difficult is it balancing being a businessman,
Yeah.
a businesswoman, a businessman, and being a parent at the same time? In your case, a mother and a businesswoman.
It is. Let me put it this way. The thank you goes to that, to all those people around me who endured being Anna with me all the way. She's like my portman. She's with me all the way.
lucky chain, maybe.
Yeah.
Everywhere. She goes with me everywhere. I don't let her. Sometimes my aunt helps me. Of course, she's an angel. But I take her with me, really. Let's say on the opening of one of our gyms, I took her to the event managers, and she was 2, less maybe. I gave a paper and a pen, and said, "Okay, Anna, now you have to take notes." And she started like doing something, and the lady there, she was like, "Did she understand?" I said, "No, but it will be her lifestyle later."
She has to get
So
used
she
to
should
it.
start somewhere.
That's
She's
right.
getting used to it. Yeah, from business and marketing all the way to photography and to gym industry.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what was the most challenging thing about all this change that you had?
Everything about it was a challenge, really, everything. In photography, it was a challenge because I wanted to study production and advertising making, but that wasn't possible because we already lived in 2 different locations. So my mommy was, I can't handle another location, to get worried about you while you are in another location, totally different place. So I asked for a camera. My dad got me a camera, and he said, "What will you do with this fancy camera?" And I said, "Okay, I'll pay you back, but not in money," because I couldn't really. So I paid him back like in 15 days. I was
That was short.
selected, in 15 days, because I was doing photography with other people's cameras.
Oh,
So I was accustomed to the process. So in 15 days, I was selected one of the new emerging photographers, etc. Then I had another award coming from Victoria and Albert Museum. Then I had another award coming from New York Developmental, whatever, their artistic section. So I paid my debt back.
But don't you miss photography after all these awards?
Because
and
I miss
success?
photography, I work in production now.
Okay.
Because really, I love making things out of nothings. It's only an idea, a concept, and suddenly you see it in colors, people acting to make it happen. It's amazing, really. I love art.
So,
My mom is an artist. My sister is an artist.
Genes. It's all
Yeah,
about
yeah,
genes
yeah, yeah.
again.
Yeah,
we know that your daughter, you just mentioned that she's the source of your inspiration now.
she is.
Before her, when you were into photography, what was the main source of inspiration?
Inspiration?
Back then?
Those were the people around me, those ultra poor society that I was working in. Actually, the three huge awards that I was granted were about the topic, because I'm a story photographer. The topic was about the ultra poor, about the importance of schooling, education, etc. So it was about, because there was huge shift in my life between AM and PM timings.
Okay.
Like starting from 8 a.m. until
Right.
6 p.m. I was dealing with super poor people. Very nice, yet very nice, very accepting, very cute, but they were poor. Sometimes they were homeless. We found kids in the street sleeping in a graveyard, really. And I used to cry, come home and cry, and then put on my nicest dresses and go to a cafe next to maybe Rena remembers Arabica,
Okay.
and then laugh. And so there was this shift, but I always had this section like, okay, I'm doing all this, and there are these people who are living in this very same place, but they have nothing in their lives. So I started to make stories out of them, because actually my work also allowed me to do that, because I was collecting success stories. I was in direct contact with them.
That's
So
interesting.
yeah.
And being such a positive person
Yeah.
as you are, is there anything you would never forgive?
Yes,
What is it?
I prefer not to say.
Oh, come on.
You want me actually, there are two things.
Okay, go ahead.
I will not forgive those, whoever they are, who started the war in anywhere in the world, not only Syria, because people are not, they did not do anything to deserve something like this. Anywhere in the world. War is something very unfair. And whoever is the reason behind it, it is not forgivable. Not forgivable at all. People, me, for instance, I was like married for only 3 months. I made my home. It was amazing. It was such a place. My friends used to come and say, oh my God, this is as if it's in New York. I did everything with my own money and my husband's money. And then I grabbed the door, closed the door behind, and walked away. And then I came here to rent houses, to start from scratch. And I was also blessed for me to do these things were easy. There are people who stayed in the street, literally. They did nothing to deserve this. Second, I do not forgive these people who became aggressive and became ugly after the war. Because nothing justifies you hurting other people's. Not
Right.
because it is war, you are post-war person, let's say. You say, okay, I lost this, and then I'm doing this for this person.
Yeah.
That's not
like
even that
revenge.
person. No, aggressivity is not acceptable under any circumstances.
So what would you advise people who lost something? Okay, in general, as a person who
Be
faced all
positive.
this.
It will come back in a better way.
Well, how?
It will come
For
back
instance,
with hard
there is a
work.
person listening to us right now. and
It will
saying,
come back, my dear. I
how
don't know
did
you
she do
wherever
that?
you are. Seriously, it will come back. I was super hopeless. I was having I'm not ashamed to say this on air, but I was having anxiety attacks. I was living in my own shell. I was scared of everything, everybody. But I overcame that because I believed that I can do. And I didn't believe that I can do, and I sat at home saying I can do. I went to the street. I talked to people.
Okay, so do the
Having
first
the
steps. Don't
initiative.
be afraid.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you have a chance to tell the story of the war with your photography?
Yes.
Tell us
Actually,
about that.
my last project, which I did before I stopped doing photography, not because I stopped. I'm not that big of an artist to resign, let's say, but I couldn't do anymore, was the story that was put on Focus magazine, which is, it's the Vogue magazine of art.
Photography.
Wow.
And I was mentioned there, and I was invited to Holland to speak about my project as the only positive project that is coming from Syria. I did the story. It was about me and my daughter, My Life After War. It was named My Life After War. It was about how I overcame all the negativity in my life. I ignored all the anxiety attacks and everything, and started to be happy with my daughter. It was all about self-photography I was doing, and I was documenting every minute. So, and a very, very, very close friend of mine who is an international artist, he saw the photos and he said, okay, I want these photos. And because there's trust and we love each other so much. So I sent him the photos without saying why you are asking for them. He put them in Leiden Festival. And then the photos roamed the world. And then was mentioned in Focus magazine. And then I was invited to Holland, which I couldn't go because of external issues. I didn't even ask why, but I think it was because some of the other photographers from also that were in festivals, they were Syrian nationality holders, whatever
Yeah.
these issues. So I couldn't go, but still I was mentioned in Focus because I
Bravo.
was positive.
Amazing.
Is there a link that if
Yeah, I can
anyone's
send- I can s-
listening right now that they can check?
Link, I don't know, but my Facebook account is open. It's Nanig Dikranian. Whoever wants, he can enter my photos and he can see the caption of the magazine and also the other magazine of other Syrians who were mentioned.
And your Nanig's name is tagged in our live video
Yes,
right now,
yes,
so
yes.
you,
Yeah.
if you have a trouble finding her, just go ahead and
Yes,
check
I'm very
it out.
friendly. Really, I can accept as long as there
we
is no
have
hard
noticed.
feeling.
Well, Nanik has been at our radio station for about a half hour, but she already has at least 5 new friend requests.
Really?
I think yes.
Really? Yeah. And I love my new friends.
Hello, Jacques.
Hi, Jacques. Thank you for accepting me.
Can you remember one? Like, do you have a favorite childhood memory that you can think of at the moment?
Yeah, I have. We were out in Renemier, I think. It was Renemier or Yacoubie in Syria.
We have both. So
Yes,
which
so
one?
one of them. Which one had a restaurant called Sevan?
I think it was Yacoubia.
Sevan?
Yacoubia. We were at
Like Lake
Yacoubia.
Sevan?
Yes,
Yes,
those are Armenians.
Yes, yes.
So we went there. Me, my cousin Hernar, my elder cousin Avo, the younger ones, my sister and my other cousin weren't existing at that time, and I found the kitty. And there were only us because it was low season, and I started to make the kitty dance because the musician, the band were singing anyway.
I think Nani can make dance anything,
Yeah, I
like
was
a,
gonna
Yeah.
say
a
that.
stone, a tree.
Stones I didn't try,
Okay,
but
you should.
kitties,
Here's a challenge for
rabbits,
you.
I did. Really. And I have photos of those this day, and those photos luckily were kept in Saudi Arabia. So when I left Aleppo, I didn't take any of my memories with me. Even my hard drive was left there. So these photos are in Saudi Arabia, so I still have them and I still look at them. So since I have access to them, this is the memory. And I remember my family were like almost fainting out of laughter because even the cats should dance, Nairi. Come on.
That's beautiful. If you, let's say, if you had a wand,
Yeah,
how would you use it?
I'll end the war in Syria. Not because I'm going back. Until this moment, I don't know what happens in the future, really, ladies. But until this moment, I'm saying I'm not going back because I love it here.
We're not letting you.
No, I'm not going back, not because I don't want to, but because I built a lot here. My daughter is accustomed to here. She's today. This morning, my daughter had this huntress, and the huntress was for the first time for her. It was in Armenian folklore dresses and everything. It was very touching.
Where was
for
it?
a moment
Did she go to kindergarten?
Yes, she's in KG. For the moment, I told to myself, I swear that this is why I stayed here. I wanted her to have Armenian friends. I wanted her to have Armenian entourage. And this is why I stayed here. And I'm happy that I took the right step. So until this moment, I'm not going back. I'm not going anywhere. But I want to stop the war in Syria, because if I'm not going back because I'm okay, I'm comfortable, but many people, maybe they need to go to their houses.
So where's home?
Okay, you've been telling me I'm positive, but you want to put me in tears?
No.
Are you challenging me, ladies?
We're here to challenge
This is an
each other.
honest coffee table conversation.
Home this is not politically answered question, but home is where I'm feeling comfortable and safe. This is what I learned from my last 5 years of my life.
Do you feel homesick about your...
Yes, I feel homesick not about the walls of Aleppo. I feel homesick about everything I've built, because I've built a lot in Aleppo. Considering my age and what I've accomplished when I left Aleppo, it was huge. I'm not saying that I did like this magic achievements.
Yeah.
But for me, I did a lot. I was like in 25 million people. I was the only Armenian working in an international organization, working for the ultra poor. I was selected among 25 million people. That took hard time for me to achieve.
Of course.
I built friendships, huge, nice friendships that goes back to 30 years. Now my closest friend is in America. My other closest friend is in Canada. We need either me to be sleepless in order to talk to her, or either her to wake up at dawn to talk to me. But we used to have coffee together. I miss those coffee times. I miss those gossiping about our bosses.
And now we should invite
as guests,
Nanig,
right?
to coffee.
Yes.
I will come.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need friends
I think
in
we
my
have
life.
2 appointments now. Shopping.
I mean,
Shopping.
we haven't had coffee.
But ladies, see,
for a
you
while.
are hosting me, and but I will make a statement. We will go to any mall you decide, but
Okay.
we will do shopping on these animals.
Okay.
And we'll shoot it, and we'll put it on media.
I can imagine myself on one of those.
I can't understand that. I don't take that as an answer. We're doing that, really. We're putting it on social media, okay?
This is, we're on air, okay? So this is...
Yes,
be
people
responsible for
will
whatever you
ask you about it.
And for those who are
course.
listening, we promise we will
Yes.
post the photos.
Yes.
Nanig.
Just follow our page, Homesick at Home.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question regarding you coming back, in Armenia.
Yes.
Did you have any cultural shocks?
Yes. Mainly it was business things. Like in Aleppo, my business lifestyle was very hectic. I have to run, wake up very fast, very early, and run very fast to my work because I have to reach. It's a crowded city, and I have a lot to do, and like from my workspace, from Shibani to the university that I went, it took me 20 minutes. Sometimes when I saw it was jammed with traffic, I would walk. I would leave the taxi and walk because I should reach. Here it's kind of slow.
Yeah.
Which I take
kind
it,
of.
which I take
Quite
it
slow.
as a plus in some points, because in my situation now, I have to work also with my daughter, like dress her up, make her hair, which is like she's Rapunzel. I refuse to cut her hair for some reason. Two things I refuse to do: pierce her ear and cut her hair. So but for me, it's more relaxing in that case. But when it comes to the gains out of the business, it's a problem because I keep calling, and there's no reply. So, but I think when, as I said in a while, when there's competition, things will change.
Of course.
The whole the click is in the competition.
And of course, there's also a positive side of it. You always have more time to have the coffee breaks.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna have another advertisement break.
Yeah.
We have only like 20 minutes left, and it's
wow.
happening again over and over again. But yeah, stay tuned. This is Homesick at Home with amazing Nanig Dikranian. Stay tuned.
Աղջի Ռենա, ոնց ես?
Ina, I thought this was an English-speaking show.
Բայ խայտարակ եղա. Are we on air?
Yes. Every Friday night.
Homesick at home.
Yes, are we on air? We're back in our studio with wonderful Rena D and myself, and of course our wonderful guest, Nanig. And we had an amazing evening, I think, and we keep enjoying it for another 18 minutes. For those of you who are listening to us on our frequency 103.1, hello there. And also I'd like to remind that we have an application which you can download, Radio Van application, and listen to us anywhere in the world, anywhere you go. And also our live video and audio broadcast on www.radiovan.fm, our website, and our Facebook official page, Radio Van 103.1 FM.
And if you don't know how to download the application, just go to our website and scroll down, and you'll find the icons below.
Okay, we have all the information now. Now let's go back to our guest and ask her a bunch of questions. Yeah, maybe.
A bunch. Do you have any questions to ask us?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's us.
So
we
we're
have to ask.
Go ahead. I'm just making out the questions in my head.
Okay. Think about it.
Yeah.
This is your last chance.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your last book? The last book you read?
It was you won't know the book, but it was Farouk al-Shara book.
Do I know that? No.
No, you don't. But he's the vice president, ex vice president of Syria, who wrote his memoir.
Oh, his autobiography.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
I read it because I was in a place that I want to know what's behind the doors. That it's bothering me, which I'm not knowing anything about, and which led to this. So I read about it.
So did
That
you
was
find
the last
the
one.
answers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's an interesting book. You should read.
Rena, your turn.
Favorite movie?
Not one, but I will say that I love Brad Pitt. So I watch everything he does. My other favorite artist, the celebrity, is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Not the Titanic only, but I really love Leonardo's movies. Really.
Yeah, he's
Like Catch Me If You Can is my all-time favorite. Not sorry, I found it.
He's a very talented.
Catch Me If You Can. I
actor.
watched it like zillion times.
And we have our music director laughing here because she's makes fun of me.
No. It's been two now.
No,
It's
okay,
been two.
she doesn't.
I think she likes that movie too, right? Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Mary
she likes the
that
movie, but my passion
Do you
about
know?
Leo.
Excuse me. I will cut you here. Do you remember the scene when his dad tells him about the mouse who falls into a bucket of milk?
Yeah.
And he keeps moving until the milk becomes
Butter. Or
butter,
something,
and he goes out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
It is
movie,
the
so-
situation. It's about moving
It's
until
about you, I think.
until you find
A
out a
solution.
way.
Right. So the next question. Your biggest fear in life.
Anxiety attacks.
Okay.
You can say it a bit louder.
Anxiety attacks.
I think it's already in the past.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Anything else? I am scared of losses, human losses. I always been missing my people. Like in my father's side, we are very huge family. We have like minimum one in every generation, going back from like whatever 30s. And we used to gather all together. Can you imagine that power?
Yes, I can, because
The positive power. Like one is making the barbecue, the other is eating off the mangal, and it was so much fun. Now
like
we lost
Sicily.
this connection. Each person is in somewhere really unrelated to the other. We are scattered all around the world. So I'm scared of losses. My husband was like, I may go to, let's say, UAE and work there and then come back and forth. I said, no way. No way.
I mean, I've always been jealous of this, you know. Me being an only child, and I've lived far away from all my other relatives. So
If
I've
I only
always
knew
been
that
jealous
you've
of
been like
these big families.
jealous,
the
I would have
gathering.
taken you to my family.
Oh, wow.
Really. You would have loved it.
We can't do it now.
Now, in order to do that, we have to take like a private jet.
Okay,
Because
then
with connections, it's going to be hard.
Okay, start working on this.
And we start to fly.
another plan we have. You know, you can join us.
Oh, thank you.
You love my family, but all of them are fun. All of them. But
if
scattered,
all of them are
unfortunately.
like you, then,
Yes,
then I
yes,
bet they
yes.
are.
I'm the eldest, by the way. I'm the eldest, Tore. And we have like,
You're the boss.
I'm their friend. Really. Really?
She's Sako's boss.
Now in the application.
Yeah, by the way,
we
Sako,
say
in the
hi
application,
to Sako.
yes, it's mine.
we know the story about the taxis.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, I want to tell you.
we know everything.
Want to tell you about it?
But you know, there is this I don't know, there is this thing that men get complexes from, that
My
being-
husband is a piece of
being-
candy.
Okay.
Really, really. If I come to this world like zillion times with reincarnation and everything, I will remarry him.
What if you
I will
were
find you
a
and
mouse?
hunt you and marry you, Sako. So,
Do you believe in reincarnation?
no,
Okay.
no. Not that much. And I never felt like I used to be somewhere else and then come back.
Okay.
Do you have any morning rituals?
Yes, coffee. Although I wake up really woken up. It's not like I need coffee to wake up. But coffee is a spiritual moment between me and me. And Candy Crush while I'm drinking the coffee. My mommy we used to say, Nairi, you're drinking your coffee with me, stay with me. I say, okay, I'm with you, but with Candy Crush.
Okay. Tell us about Nairi versus Nanig. Nairi at home versus Nanig at work.
Trust me, it's the same.
Oh, wow.
Trust me, it's the same. And I'm the same everywhere. This is my dad's problem. He says, okay, Nairi, you have to calm down. Be your age. And I say, okay, I'm a baby and it's gonna stay baby. If you're hearing me, I will be the baby Nairi all the way. I can't be grown up.
Do you like The Little Prince?
What's the
Have you read The Little Prince?
No,
You should.
I should.
I think.
It was in French, right?
There
I
are
should read the
many
translated.
translations
I
of
should
it
read the translated one. Okay,
by
I will.
Exupéry. I think you like it because it's
Yeah,
about
it's
staying a
Yes,
baby.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, where do you believe in luck or fate?
Fate.
Why?
Excuse me. Fate that you make it. The fate that you make it. The challenge. I believe that everything that will happen, no matter what. For instance, they say, why didn't you X thing against whatever X happening, I say, okay, that was bigger than me. I can't change that, but I can change my way towards thinking it. And on the way, I might come up with a new idea. The application idea came when we were in a huge crisis. The opportunity came when we were in a huge crisis, not business crisis, not at all.
Yeah. I mean, being this strong, positive character that you are, let's talk and say that strong women, is there anything in your opinion you think that they lack in general?
Strong women lack? Maybe they lack being strong enough to sometimes go even further about their whatever they want to do towards whatever they want. For instance, me, I had the opportunity to fly for business alone.
Okay.
With me being this Godzilla in business and in life, I couldn't, because I couldn't leave my daughter and Sako.
Okay, so you are talking from a perspective of a mother and a wife.
And a husband, and the wife, and my husband. I couldn't leave them. I said, okay, for this business, let it go, let it not happen. And I envy, really positive envy, these ladies who can do it. Really.
But is it a good thing or a bad thing, giving up certain things for family?
It's a bad thing, but it's worth it.
Or
Because
okay,
you don't know,
let's
maybe
put it this way.
maybe if I went, it would have been better for my family.
So
Maybe
you have
better
a lot
income, maybe better opportunity.
You have what ifs thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but let me put it this way. Is a strong woman a good thing?
Yes, but until certain limit. Like, see, I am very extrovert person. Very I do what I want to, but until certain limit. If you meet my husband or my dad, both of them, those are the males in my life. I don't have a brother. We are only two sisters. My little Candy, she's my daughter, not only my sister. So you would know what I mean. Like, I don't go this wild when discussing things with them. Like, even with my dad, I don't even speak this much. He's very friendly. He's been a friend of mine, not my dad. He got me to this world when he was like 22 years old.
Oh, wow.
He was a kid himself. But still, he has this charisma, and we've learned that from him. It's more than enough to look at me, and I'll be in my room for like 72 hours. That's it.
Wow.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, talking about limits, you were just talking about limits and freedom. Do you think there's a limit, there should be, or there is a limit to freedom?
Yes.
To a certain extent.
Yes.
How would you define that? How would you explain that?
In Arabic, we have this: your freedom ends the minute you starts the freedom of the guy next to you. I don't know how to put it in the right verb, but it is. It is like I'm free to listen to. This is an example.
Yeah.
To listen to loud music and dance over it, but my neighbor's downstairs.
Yeah, if we
this
can
is an example.
Put it in a sentence, it's like your freedom ends the moment you abuse the
other people's freedoms.
Freedom, yes.
I am free to dance, yes, and tap dance, but my neighbor downstairs is also free to have a peaceful night.
Yes.
This is only an example I'm giving, so you
What
can
is your
implement it
motto?
anywhere you want.
Do you have a motto?
Model?
Motto.
Yes, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. This is my motto. I had it on my desk in my office. My first office, second office, third office. I don't have it here because I'm mobile. I go everywhere, but I have it. But on my Facebook page, you're gonna see this joke. It's what doesn't kill you disappoints me. It's just a joke that I loved, really. That's why I put it as like, what do you say? But it's not that. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Speaking of jokes, there are so many jokes about diaspora Armenians. Have you heard any of them?
No.
Well, I was gonna ask you, have you heard any jokes about local
No,
Armenians?
I just heard that we are Akhber. Really. But that doesn't like offense me anyway, because أخبار, we say أخبار. So that's normal. But no, I didn't. Do you know any?
Do you, Rena?
Do you?
I'm gonna leave it for next time.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Okay, I have a question. I've been thinking about asking you this question. Being an Armenian, the concept of being an Armenian, has that changed for you from Syria to Yerevan?
no, you know better. Why? Because we've been in Armenian schools.
Yes.
We've been raised up in Armenian mood and Armenian spirit and everything. And I'm proud of it, really, because not talking about me, but we are really smart people. We are really hardworking people.
Yes.
And that was a point of pride for me. That's why, in spite of everything, when I made the decision to move here, I had nothing with me. When I made the decision to stay here, I was jobless, my husband was jobless, I was pregnant with my daughter. It all came because I'm Armenian. Because I said, okay, I'm Armenian, the right place for me to be is Armenia. so why would I go
That's
anywhere?
simple.
And although, as I said, cold is really bothering me. But it's okay. I can take it because I'm in my family. I'm in my home.
We didn't speak about Nanig's secret talents.
Dancing?
I heard it was singing.
Oh, yeah. Which one? Okay.
I heard it was the sixth sense.
Yeah.
There are many of them.
Yes. Let's tell you the story. Tell the people the story. Since
We
I
have
told them.
3 more minutes. So
3 more minutes. Okay.
Okay, the
I was in
last
Saudi
story.
Arabia. My husband came to Saudi Arabia, my Sako, and then he had to go back to Aleppo because the extension of his visa was an issue. So I was napping at 5 afternoon. I don't forget this day. I was napping and I woke up on a very bad dream. I was seeing myself in a certain spot in Aleppo, and that the terrorists were there, and I was panicking, like, how can I come out of that place? How could I go there on the first place? And everything. And then I woke up and called my Sako, said, Sako, where are you? He said, I'm with Karina and Alana, my friends in Aziziyeh. And in my dream, I saw the terrorists going to Aziziyeh. So I said, Sako, probably bad thing is going to happen. Go home. Am I right, Sako? Please, if you're there, comment.
you are.
Please comment.
He's waiting for you.
Yeah, so I said, go home. I had a dream. I had a nightmare. And he was like, no, nothing will happen. Come on, we are here. We're safe. We know better. You're seeing this bad news, stupid news, whatever. And he went to his car. Mm-hmm. And while he was trying to open the door of his car, rocket came. Thanks God he didn't explode, but damaged the ceiling of the roof of the next building, and the rocks were fallen all over his whatever he was. He was in fever for 3 days, and on the 3rd day, he thought he was smart enough not to tell me, but he was shivering, so I knew the moment that he was sick. So the moment he was so like awakened and healthy, he said, "Okay, we're going out. I'm living here." But I have no job. I will be in no job. I will have no job for 2 years, minimum, until we find ourselves where we are, what we're going to do. I said, I don't care. I didn't marry you for 3 months.
Okay, so the conclusion of this show, just listen to women
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and their sixth
Okay.
sense,
Yes,
which
yes.
is intuition at the end of
Yes.
the day. Nanig, John, thank you for being with us tonight. This wasn't enough, of course, but unfortunately we're out of time.
It's okay.
But
Thank
we
Just
but
one
we
more
have
thing.
many plans.
One more thing. If you had to describe our show with one word,
Very nice, really. Very
That's two.
comfy.
It's
that's two.
What is it?
It's 2 words.
Very nice. That was two.
Ah,
will accept
one
it.
word? One word? Amazing.
Thank you.
Actually,
That's
as
what
a
we wanted.
description, because you say a title and a description, you ladies are amazing. Thank you for hosting me.
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you for
being
being
here.
here.
I will be like, I will act like those lame people. I would say, Daddy, Mommy, Areni, most of all, come, please, I miss you.
Yeah, come. We're waiting. See how nice it is here.
Yeah, come, see, I'm enjoying.
This was Homesick at Home, our English-speaking show, which is on air every Friday from 9 to 10. Have a great weekend, y'all. We enjoyed being with you tonight and hope to hear from you next Friday.
We'll be hosting someone else next Friday. Hope you can join us again. This was Radio Van with Ina MK
And Rina D.